Okay, I'm going to say some things about document management, and this has nothing to do with theology, but just about how to put together your document. My first suggestion is going to be to learn to use headings. So if you're in Word, you'll notice up here you have styles, and the styles refers to the style of the text that you've got in front of you. When you think about the headings, you're thinking about maybe like the outline organization of a document. So heading one would be your Roman numeral one, although it doesn't necessarily have to have a Roman numeral. Heading two would be your letter A's. Your heading three, your number ones. So when you define something or label something with a heading, then it functions that way in the document. Some reasons to do this. One is if you have headings, then you can change the style of that. So on this page, you'll notice I have a heading for baptism and a heading for theology. If I click modify that, then I can change the way that appears. So let's say I want a different font for that. Would not recommend using crazy fonts, but you may want to say Arial Black. And you do that and you select it, and then it changes all of your things that you've identified as heading one to be in that font. Same thing is true of what happens if you change the spacing, the indentation, whatever it is. You've got size that you can change and the boldness of that. So that's a helpful tool there to be able to format your document efficiently in that manner. So that's one way to do that. So you'll notice if I keep going down, we'll need to then identify apostolicity as heading one, creed as heading one. And so I would do this with all of my terminology. And you just have to watch me do this with these terms that I have created for the purpose of this document demonstration. You notice that it's changing the style rather immediately as I do that. I think it's enough to be able to show you why we're going to do this for other purposes. So like I said, one of the reasons to do this is to be able to change formatting very quickly. Another reason to do this is to organize your document. So if you hit Control F, which normally means find, you'll notice that you get a navigation pane up here. And if you flip over here to headings, then you notice that everything that I've identified as heading one is showing up. I can quickly move in my document to those different terms by selecting them. And so I get a sort of a table of contents over here when I do that. If I had subheadings on this document, so if I used heading two for something, then let's see if I change this and make it it's a separate entry here. But if I made the person of Jesus a sub-entry on the confessing faith in Christ and made it heading two, then you will notice that when I go to Control F and I select headings, that heading is indented. So like I said, it works like an outline in that respect and will treat what follows that as normal text is as a subsidiary to that. Another reason why I would encourage you to use headings is for document management. If I go over here to view and then I switch to outline view, what you'll notice then is that my headings become units that I can collapse and move around. So if I want to alphabetize this, I can move apostolicity above baptism. I can use faith above theology. I can organize creed that way. There's the Nicene Creed, so I may decide I want to make that a subunit, and so I can change that to a different heading. I can make it level 2, and then when I close that outline view, now you'll see that the Nicene Creed is now a subheading of my creed entry. So lots of different ways that the Word gives you to organize your document using headings to define that. I will tell you that the normal heading feature in just a basic Word document probably needs some modifications, a little too big for what you want, but that can be helpful. So I hope that helps. Have a good